My home was once very full. Closets overflowed with clothes I never wore. Shelves groaned under books I never read. Kitchen cupboards were packed with gadgets I rarely used. It felt like the walls were closing in. My spirit felt heavy too. I moved through my days with a sense of burden. Each item seemed to hold a piece of my energy. Old gifts gathered dust, reminding me of past moments. Souvenirs from trips sat unseen, their joy faded. I kept things just in case. That just in case day never seemed to arrive. Instead, the clutter grew like a silent vine. It wrapped around my peace, making it hard to breathe. Cleaning was a very big task. It felt like fighting a losing battle. I would spend whole weekends trying to organize. But the stuff just seemed to move from one pile to another. No real space was ever truly made. My home should have been my sanctuary. Instead, it felt like a storage unit. My heart longed for simplicity, for air, for light. The breaking point came on a rainy Saturday. I was trying to find a specific document. It was an important paper I needed urgently. I searched through stacks of paper on my desk. Panic began to set in. The clutter seemed to mock me. It was a physical barrier to my progress. I felt so overwhelmed I almost cried. That was the moment. In that moment of deep frustration, something shifted. I suddenly saw the clutter for what it was. It was not just stuff. It was a reflection of my inner state. It represented postponed decisions and a lack of clarity. I realized I was holding on to so much that no longer served me. I decided then and there to change. I would reclaim my space and my peace of mind. I started small, with a single drawer. It was full of old pens, rubber bands, and mystery items. I took everything out and asked myself, do I truly need this? Does this spark joy? Letting go felt surprisingly good. That small act of tidying one drawer was powerful. It was the beginning of my journey. As I continued to let go of things, something amazing happened. It was not just my home that became clearer. My mind also started to feel lighter. With each bag of items I donated or discarded, a weight lifted from my shoulders. The constant visual distraction of clutter had been draining my mental energy. Now, with less stuff around, my thoughts became more focused. I could think more clearly than before. The process of deciding what to keep was profound. It forced me to confront my habits and my attachments. I learned about my patterns of consumption. Letting go of items linked to past regrets was healing. It was like closing chapters that needed to be closed. This created space for new, positive experiences. My home started to feel like a true sanctuary, a place of calm and restoration. I found joy in the simple things again. This understanding changed everything for me. Minimalism did more than tidy my home and mind. It also transformed my finances in a wonderful way. Before, I shopped often without much thought. A new gadget would catch my eye. A sale on clothes seemed too good to miss. I bought things on impulse, seeking a fleeting moment of happiness. These items often ended up unused, adding to the clutter. My bank account reflected these habits. Embracing minimalism taught me to be intentional with my spending. Before buying anything new, I started asking important questions. Do I truly need this item? Will it add real value to my life? Does it spark joy? More often than not, the answer was no. I realized that much of my previous spending was driven by boredom or societal pressure. This new awareness was a powerful tool for change. Instead of seeking happiness in new purchases, I found it in experiences and relationships. Saving money became a natural outcome of living more mindfully. It felt empowering to see my savings grow. The financial impact of minimalism was truly astounding for me. Over 3 years, I saved $23,000. This was not from a sudden windfall or a drastic pay raise. It came from small, consistent changes in my spending habits. I stopped buying fast fashion. That saved me about $150 a month. I cut down on impulse gadget purchases and home decor. This saved another $100 a month. I also reduced eating out and takeaway coffees. I started enjoying cooking in my tidy kitchen. This saved around $200 monthly. Subscription services I barely used were canceled. This freed up $50 a month. I sold items I no longer needed. This brought in about $3,000 initially. The biggest change was avoiding lifestyle creep. I resisted upgrading my car or apartment just because I could. These amounts, big and small, all added up to that incredible $23,000. Minimalism is not about deprivation. It is about freedom. Freedom from clutter, debt, and the constant desire for more. This transformation is possible for you too.